Welcome to part 2 of my series of ranking every country in Europe. If you haven't watched part 1, go watch it now, and otherwise, enjoy the video. Number 25, Slovakia. This former country of Czechoslovakia is the lowest in the EU by the difference between the rich and the poor. The richest 20% earn only 3.12 times more than the poorest 20%, compared to the Europe average of almost 5 times. Slovakia has the most cattle per square meter, improving their tourism a lot. Slovakia is also the biggest producer of cars per capita, with which they're slowly increasing their economy. Number 24, Italy. Italy is the only country to have two countries located entirely inside. Those two countries are, of course, San Marino and Vatican City. Italy, as a whole, is split into two regions. The north is rich, with one of the best quality of lives in the world, while the south is poor, with less than half of the north GDP, and they're fighting a big crime problem. Number 23, Malta. Malta is a popular tourist place, with the beautiful beaches, great weather all year, and historic sites. Wages are very high for the people to spend in the many casinos. The country is also the most Catholic in Europe. Malta is the most crowded country in the EU, with 1,700 people per square kilometer, compared to the European average of 100 people. All of these people have to face one of the worst water problems in the world. Number 22, Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is so small that you can rent the whole country for one night and it would only cost you $70,000. Liechtenstein has the second highest GDP per capita and third highest life expectancy. The country is also so unserious that the last time they went to war, in 1866, they sent 80 soldiers and returned with 81. Apparently, one of them made a friend. Number 21, Monaco. Monaco is a very small but populated country, being only 2 kilometers in size. Monaco is the richest country in the world, with highest GDP per capita, the most millionaires, and the most billionaires. All of them come to this city-state because there's no income tax here. The Human Development Index is over 1, which statistically should not be possible. Number 20, Estonia. Estonia is the best country in the Baltics because they took the best parts of the Nordic countries and the best from the other Baltic countries. The country experienced an economic boom in the 2000s and has been growing steadily ever since. Their tourism is increasing, the healthcare and education is free and reliable, and the country as a whole is improving very quickly. Number 19, Portugal. The country is great for both expats and immigrants. It offers food, history, and architecture of the Western countries, but with Eastern European wages. This has led to one of the worst housing problems in the world. The people living on the coast have the best opportunities because the people inland are very far from all the big cities. All of the people are very nice and very friendly though. Number 18, Cyprus. Cyprus is located entirely in Asia, but culturally it is fully European. Most organizations include Cyprus in Europe as well, even being part of the European Council and EU. Many businesses go here because of the low taxes, with wages being like in European Western countries. The healthcare is also one of the best in the world, but the conflict with Turkey, annexing the northern part of the island, is definitely not beneficial. But Cyprus is still a lovely country to visit. Number 17, Spain. Spain is great for work. There are many paid holidays required by law, and most companies close for 2 to 3 hours a day during siestas. It is a Western country with the food, history, architecture, and expensive cities, but it doesn't really help that they have Central European wages. The country is facing a big unemployment rate at 12.7%, being the worst in the EU. There's also big economic inequalities in the different regions, ranging from 14 to 4% unemployment rate. Number 16, France. France is a perfect country having everything anyone ever needs. There's perfect cuisine, arts, and culture. That is why in a poll of who are the most arrogant people, the French chose themselves because they have everything they need. They have the 7th largest GDP in the world, and France is loved for tourism, but it isn't the safest place. Number 15, Slovenia. Slovenia is probably the best former Yugoslav country, tripling their GDP per capita in just 20 years. Slovenia is often ranked as the European country that preserves nature the most. They also love to shop locally, creating one of the lowest inequalities in the world. The country is very beautiful and safe. Number 14, the United Kingdom. All 4 of the nations making up the UK are very different. England and Wales have the highest crime rate by far, but England has the highest salaries and best economy. Since Brexit, the quality of life and economy has been decreasing. The free public healthcare and education is excellent, making the UK rank the best country to go study abroad. Number 13, Czech Republic. The Czech Republic is home to the lowest poverty, unemployment, and homicide rates in Europe. They also have one of the fastest growing economies in Europe, making the country highly developed. The average Czech drinks an average of 520 beers a year, which almost doubles the next country. Number 12, Luxembourg. Even though it's small and fairly uninteresting, Luxembourg has the highest GDP per capita in the world. Because of this, the country is also one of the most expensive countries, so only rich people move here. Number 11, Belgium. Home to the EU and NATO headquarters, Belgium is known for its medieval towns, but still is very wealthy, just like its neighbor Luxembourg, being the third richest country in the world. With 3 languages and 4 regions, the small country can still be divided at times. Now, which we've all been waiting for, we entered the Europe top 10. Number 10, Austria. Austria is usually ranked top 10 in every category you can think of, from economy, education, and safety to the most paid time off. Vienna, the capital city, is one of the most beautiful cities in the entire world. Along with the Eastern Alps, this makes the country stunningly beautiful. Number 9, the Netherlands. 26% of the country and 50% of the population live under sea level. But because the Dutch are the best in water control in the world, this isn't a problem. They are also very green, as they are known for their windmills, cycling routes, and tulip fields. Number 8, Germany. Germany has the best economy in Europe and third in the world. It also has amazing education and safety. From the Oktoberfest in Munich, the World War II site in Berlin, Frankfurt with its skyscrapers, Germany is beautiful architecturally and naturally. Number 7, Sweden. Sweden is an almost perfect country. The safety, education, and sociality is world class. The government also lets people take 6 months off their job, start their own business, and if they're not successful, they can return back to their job. The Scandinavian country has thousands of islands and lakes and is really worth visiting. Number 6, Finland. Finland has been the happiest country for the past 8 years, so the Finns probably know what they're doing. The winters can be very cold, but with a non-corrupt government, they have the best schooling system, cleanest air and water, and highest quality food in the world. You can also see the northern lights. Number 5 is Switzerland, and as we head into the top 5, try to guess which country is first in the comments. Switzerland is the most expensive country thanks to the banking and finance industries, but the healthcare and public transportation is the best in the world. From the tall Alps to the numerous lakes, the country is also beautiful, just like its watches. Number 4, Norway. Norway is the cleanest and greenest nation. 97% of its trash is recycled and 99% of its energy is from renewable sources. Norway is one of the biggest exporters of oil, giving it the third highest nominal GDP per capita. They also have the qualification program, or KVP, which helps unemployed people learn new skills and get a job. Number 3, Ireland. Ireland is the second wealthiest non-microstate, and even though its economy is already one of the best, it is still the fastest growing with a 9.4% annual GDP growth rate. It's home to Europe's most educated population and corporate tax laws, so almost every US company has their EU headquarters here. Number 2, Iceland. The government in Iceland is probably the best in the world, being run democratically for over 1,000 years. This nation leads the world in basically every statistic, from being the safest to having the best gender equality to having the least poverty rate and highest median wealth with an average of 392,396 euros per person. And number 1, Denmark. Denmark may not have the best food or natural scenery, but there is a reason for the gold medal. They have great paying jobs, safety, housing, cleanliness, and cheap but quality healthcare and education. Thanks to these reasons, I think having Denmark on top is justifiable. But if you want to see which country is the most average, click the video on screen and now.